Hello everybody, welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everybody's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to mid-2000s. Don't worry, we'll take the bullet.
I'm John, and I'm the most edited out of the podcast.
That is very true. I am Chris, and I am the funny one of the podcast. That's right, I said it.
Oh.
I went there.
Oh,
so hope your game, guys. We're going.
And I'm Justin.
Okay.
Love it. John, why don't you tell what bullet we're taking this week?
So we watched the Even Stevens movie.
Oh, God.
It wasn't really that bad.
It was really nice to not watch a TV show.
Yeah, it was. It
was a long.
I don't know how many hours we spent watching shows.
Yeah,
it's up there.
So you were a big Even Stevens fan growing up.
I was. I listened to, or I'm sorry, I didn't listen to. I watched the Even Stevens show probably casually. I wasn't like a huge Even Stevens fan. So when the Even Stevens movie came out, I was honestly really excited. It came out in 2003, so I was 13 years old.
This was prime Disney Channel movie.
It was.
So
Disney Channel movies were so good.
The Disney Channel movies, like I've kind of seen nowadays, are pure hot garbage. But looking back at this one, it may not be that different.
Honestly, The Smart House was probably my favorite.
That was a good one.
Disney.
I'm kind of scared to go back to Smart House now because
I'm sure it has some corny lines in it.
This movie was terrible.
It was not terrible.
It was good. I think what the turning point for Disney Channel movies was High School Musical.
But see, at least, okay.
And honestly,
whatever you think about High School Musical, it was actually a decent movie.
I mean, it was a hit, that's for sure.
It was a hit. It was a decent movie?
It was decent in the fact that it wasn't so...
You weren't a 12-year-old girl?
You know what I'm trying to say here. I'm just saying that at least the ones I've seen now, the newer Disney Channel movies, are hot garbage.
Wait, how many of these Disney movies are you watching, Justin, and why?
No. So there's a guy on the YouTube called Nostalgia Critic, and he reviews all these, and he shows clips from
our rival.
Sure, our rival.
Does he have the same name as us?
No.
Nostalgia is not.
He reviews old movies, right? Stuff from his, and he did like a Disney Channel month, and I've watched the videos over that, and I'm like, man, the Disney Channel movies when I was a kid felt better because the ones he was reviewing just looked god awful.
Right.
That's how I know.
Because he does bad stuff.
Yeah, and he was saying that the High School Musical movies, and I agree with them from what he has shown and was talked about, were actually decent movies.
There were a lot of stars that came out of the High School.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was poorly acted. Yeah, with their corny lines, a Disney Channel movie. What can you expect? But at least it was a decent movie.
John, you want to tell your High School Musical 2 story?
All right, so the High School Musical 2. Me and Chris saw it for the first time at was it live? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a live showing, but it was this girl's birthday party.
Yeah, it was a birthday party.
I was there.
Were you really?
Yes, I was there.
I don't remember.
This is what happens.
It's embarrassing.
I was there. I remember the birthday party. I hate you all. I was with y'all.
I don't know how old we were. Maybe 14?
No, we were 16. It was our sophomore year.
Yeah, no, we were way too old to be watching it and them getting that serious about it.
Okay, yeah, so it was... I guess it was just us three. We were the only guys there.
I think so.
Maybe there was one or two more guys.
That would sound right, yeah.
And there was about probably 10 other girls there.
Yeah.
And
minimum.
So we just got done with the scavenger hunt, and then they brought us in, and the mom turned on High School Musical, and all the girls went crazy. And me and Chris were in the corner, and we were cracking
Once
up.
again, I was in the corner with you. Okay.
I don't remember
yes,
this. Justin.
I was with you.
But I'm not gonna call you a liar.
Okay.
But Just don't remember you. I'm sorry.
Anyways, we got yelled at for talking.
Oh yeah, because me and Chris were laughing in the corner.
Well, we
would laugh at like every single thing that came up.
Yeah.
And
Justin, you were there because that's when the brothers fight.
Yes, thank you. God, I hate you,
Justin.
John.
I'd like to thank you for being a guest star on our podcast.
I hate both of you
this week.
I hate both of you so much.
All right, let's go back to Even Stevens. I'm sorry, we went on a little tangent.
No, but yeah. Anyway, we got yelled at.
We're gonna talk about this.
We got yelled at by the mom, we got yelled at by
the birthday girl.
The birthday girl.
And I mean, we were kind of doing it a little bit to be. Some of it was just ridiculous.
This movie.
So you watched it a lot, though, right?
I watched the show. Yes.
See, I think I watched it more than I thought I did because I remembered a lot of the lines when they came up. I remember a lot of the jokes, but you never really saw it.
I know I did.
Oh, you saw this movie?
No, I don't remember seeing the movie but I remember watching the show. Yeah. I liked the claymation intro that they had.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. So
it's good. It's a good intro.
So
really
I think
the movie has a lot of the same humor that the show does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So John, why don't you tell us some of your
fun facts?
Justin, yeah.
The fun facts. Woo, the fun facts. Here we go.
Oh, that was weird.
That was good. I like the ending.
You like
the
this?
whisper? I don't like the snapping though. You got to fix that.
Even though it's really,
you really got to fix that snapping.
Okay. Even though, but with these mics, it's gonna.
I didn't
really
notice
loud.
it. Snap one more time for us. Oh my god, that's weird.
Okay, you know what? No, you can't make fun of me and then completely forget me.
All right, go ahead, John. So tell us.
Okay, so did you guys like the music? Okay. All right, so the music was composed by Mark Mothersbaugh.
Oh, no, actually, I know who that is.
Mark Mothersbaugh
He did,
and Bruce Young Berman. Did you like the music?
Are we talking score music? Yes. If we're not talking about score music, spoiler alert for the ending. There's a single musical number done by the girl who played Ren, who I guess you can sing, and Shia LaBeouf, Christy Milano,
Christy Carlson Romano.
Sorry. And then Shia LaBeouf is playing the drums in the background, and his friend in the show, what's his name? Tui?
Beans?
Who Beans?
No,
Tweety.
Tweety's playing guitar. I don't know if any of them actually play those instruments, but
yeah, anyways, I highly doubt that.
That was annoying. Not the most annoying though. The most annoying song in this whole thing is I don't know if y'all noticed it, but right when they get to the island, there's a Summertime song, and I started noticing the lyrics and thinking that it would sound terrible. We're gonna play a little clip also in this podcast right after this, but
it's kind of ridiculous.
It's called Aaron Carter, and it's called Summertime. And I copied and pasted the lyrics into this iPad so I can explain something to them to you.
All right, so if you don't remember who Aaron Carter was, he was a pretty big deal because he was Nick Carter's little brother from Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys, right?
He was like one of those heartthrob.
All right, so here are some of the lyrics I have. Had to take a swip of my ma's homemade, freshly squeezed lemonade with my brand new shades.
I'm sure that rhymed really well. I'm sure that flows great.
The mood is fine. Nobody's wearing their watches.
Oh. Yeah.
That's my favorite line.
Watch off. That's how I go.
In the song.
Hey, baby, I got my watch off.
Barbecues and pool parties. What I call fun.
Okay, so
do I.
We'll play clips.
So yeah, once we hear the song, it's probably one of the most corniest.
I need to hear more.
It's real bad.
Corniest
songs that you've ever heard.
Yeah, we'll.
I want more.
It's very early 2000s.
Hey, and also the season that reminds me of palm trees. Good for him.
All right, so
that was like funny to me that it was real bad, and it was like his height of his like thing.
Had to take a sip on my homemade, freshly squeezed lemonade. Check out the honey to my brand new sheets as they lay on the sand, topping up on the tans. Taking the scenery, the mood is fine. Nobody's wearing the watches, nobody's checking the time. There's only one thing that's on everybody's mind. That's the summertime.
Justin, I feel like I already know your answer to this, but how did you feel about the music? Did you really notice it?
No, because I fell asleep halfway through the movie the first time I watched it. I'm not even joking about this. I got to the part where they were like the Shia LaBeouf's character was trying to appease the whatever statue thing, you know?
Oh, right, and it blows fire.
It blows fire, and I was asleep.
All right, hey, why don't you explain what the plot is, John?
Okay, so the plot of the movie is the Stevens family. They supposedly get this free vacation to God. What's
it's
the
an island
called? What's the island called again?
Well, it's called something else in the show.
Yeah,
but I mean, they say that it's like a new island that they're trying to try out, right?
Okay, before you go on, all right, the beginning of the movie, it's like a guy on a computer, and I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I had a question. Is that the main guy, like the main
the guy,
antagonist?
But I don't know what he's doing. Is he just going
down families.
Is he just going through a list like on a Word document, or is he hacking people?
Which is weird.
No,
okay, so the first scene,
because he's going really quick just to be going down a list. Like, why do you have to type all those buttons to scroll down a list on a computer?
If you guys couldn't tell, Justin was typing, pretending to type on the table.
I don't need to.
That's gonna be really good for the podcast to have.
I don't need to type on a keyboard to scroll down a list.
Okay, so what Justin's talking about is the first scene of the movie.
Right.
There's like this spy music kind of playing in the background.
It's like cool.
I don't know why it's spying.
Yeah. And so this guy, he has all these pictures of these families, and again, like Justin was saying, he's typing something on the keyboard, and all these families, like all the pictures start to narrow down, and it finally gets to like these 4 families, and then he clicks one as the Stevens family.
Which makes zero sense because in the movie itself, they say Tweety and Schroeder, that's her name,
set
right?
him up for it.
Set him up for it. So why is he hacking their pictures?
Schroeder didn't set it up, only Tweety.
Tweety did.
Whatever. I don't care. I honestly don't because it makes no sense.
There's a couple loopholes in this.
Why,
so we'll explain them later.
Why is he
there's a
looking at
couple
the
loopholes in
pictures
this
if
movie.
he already has the information from the Tweety kid?
Right. So then,
so they get this free trip from this guy that you see at the very beginning. Of the
Hold
movie
on, there's stuff
for-
before.
Let's talk about Ren's graduation.
What, Ren's graduating from where?
That was perfect. Oh my god.
Where is she graduating from?
Okay, so Ren is in junior high, and that would make her about 13 to 14 years old.
14.
And
Let's say 14.
let's say 14.
Let's be nice.
Yeah, because it's kind of
In show.
weird. But you think that this first scene is a high school graduation or like a college graduation? Graduation. Ugh.
I was like, oh, that's
But
nice.
it's junior high.
Junior high. So
8th grade to 9th grade.
Yeah.
She does not look that age.
Yeah, she
And
is
how
not
old
that
is she?
age. Her friends don't look that age.
Nobody looks the age they're supposed to.
She is 19. Ren is 19 when she's
The actress.
like the actress is 19 when she's playing.
Oh boy.
But she's playing a 14-year-old.
Which brings up, while we're talking about her age, so when they get to the island, we'll skip ahead just a little bit. We'll go back. But while we're talking about her age, she meets a boy on the island.
She has like a romantic
Now,
relationship
how old
with this
is he
boy.
supposed to be? Because if he's supposed to be like the age he looks like, because he looks like he's about 18 or 19, or maybe even 20 or 21, and she is supposed to be 13. I mean, whoa, right? But how old
There's
is
some illegal stuff going on over here, but it's an island.
Because if not,
It's
then
an
he's
island.
a 13-year-old who scares away snakes.
What happens on the island? What happens on the island stays on the island.
I guess
no?
so.
God,
And
that scene when he scares away the snake is probably the weirdest scene in the movie.
Can you put a picture of the Instagram of his face?
Oh my god.
And then Donnie, the oldest brother, who I'm going to be honest with you, I started watching this movie and I was like, oh, I forgot there's a third brother. I knew there was
There's only 2 brothers.
I thought there was a third sibling. Because I knew there was Shia LaBeouf. I knew there was Ren. I forgot all about Donnie. And he was 28 when he filmed this, and he was supposed to be 17. He just graduated.
Well, yeah, he just graduated high school, so
He does not like
18,
an 18-year-old. You remember how weird we looked when we were 18?
Nobody looks the way they're supposed to.
I mean,
in this show.
Again, like it's 2000s, like that's what they used to do. That's what shows still do.
And kind of what
Like
you said, John, before we got on the air was that you said on the air. It sounds like it's an official thing.
We actually have
We're not an official thing.
We have a red air sign over here that says on air until nobody can see it.
Because we're in an apartment. No, but
It's actually outside the apartment.
you said beforehand that when the actual show started, like she was actually
So when the actual show started, she was 16, and she did look what she
Younger.
was supposed to look.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So did Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
Because he was, God, when the show started,
11 or
he was
12?
16. No.
No, when he
He was
started.
14. He was 14 when the show
Okay.
started.
Because it only went on for like 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So and it's like how it ended, right? They didn't make any new episodes after this.
No, so this movie was like the series finale
Right.
for the show.
Okay.
So like the show ended when it came to all the seasons, and then this movie came out.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Okay. So go ahead.
What a way to go out.
Yeah. Hey, it was
Yeah.
good. Okay. So anyway, so they went.
All
on
right,
trip?
yes. yeah, they win a trip and they go to this island, and they filmed this island, or they filmed the movie in Hawaii, and I can't pronounce.
Okay, so is this the one we're talking about?
Try to edit it out.
So Justin, we'll show you this video real quick.
It's hilarious.
Before you got here, he was showing me these names of these islands, and he was like, "How do you pronounce these?" And so I looked up pronounce online, right? He went to his YouTube page. We'll play a clip of it.
It's hilarious.
But the place is called Koala
Ranch.
Koala
Ranch.
Koala Ranch, and this guy.
Koala Ranch.
Man, we'll put it up there, and we'll have it listen
I love
to
koala bears.
Yeah. Okay.
So at this ranch or whatever, there's like a bunch of movies that get filmed at this ranch. So it wasn't just the Even Stevens movie. Jurassic Park, Pearl Harbor, Godzilla.
So actually like big movies.
Yeah, no, it's in
Actual good movies.
Battleship,
Uh-huh.
and then Kong's the new Kong movie, Skull Island.
Did you like Kong Skull Island?
That's a good movie. It wasn't
I liked
terrible.
it.
It was alright. So I saw it after we all went to Orlando this summer together. And
Are you sure I went?
Justin, you're there.
You sure?
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, because you
I was okay. I was
99% sure you're there. But anyways, we rode the ride, the Kong Island ride. And
That's pretty cool.
It was before I saw the movie, and the ride was a lot better.
Yeah, it was. The ride was like a mixture between the new Kong movie and like the old Kong.
Yeah.
Did you see the Kong movie in theaters?
No.
See, that's the issue, because it was a really good, like, just fun hour and a half movie in a theater.
Right.
It's not. I think that's what it was meant for.
Did you say you didn't like the ride?
No, I like the ride. I'm saying you probably didn't like the movie because you saw it at home.
Probably.
It was one of those movies you really need like a big screen,
Right.
a huge screen, and watching it with people. It's one of those movies.
So I have a story about the trip that we had that we took to.
No,
I think I know where you're going with this.
we're editing out this podcast.
That's good.
No, you've already screwed me over. No, we can do
No,
that. No, look, we can do this.
You gotta do it now.
Okay, so
You can do this when we do the Harry Potter movies.
right, we were.
We'll say it again when we do the Harry Potter.
I hate you.
When we went to Orlando, we all went to Universal Studios, and it was us three and a couple of other friends. Well, one day we decided to go to the Harry Potter ride, and while we were waiting in Hogwarts, yeah,
My favorite thing in the world.
It's
while we were waiting in line, and this line lasted. How long do you think we were in? Like 2 hours, 3 hours?
Not that long.
So
It
Justin,
felt longer because of what happened.
we were
This is
we
the
were
end
all
now.
talking, and Justin leans against the wall that they have there, and accidentally pulls the fire alarm.
This has nothing to do with Even Stevens.
So then it goes off like 20 minutes, and like we're watching people like pass and like they close their ears and stuff.
There's like little girls, and they're like, "Mommy, like, why is the fire
it's in
alarm?"
the-
no one said that.
It's in the castle, so like it's
You're
really
embellishing
Halloween.
the story.
And then like finally it goes off, and everybody starts clapping.
And so, all right, so like
You're embellishing
the
the
what
story.
it has is it has different sections in the line. So everyone that was in our section clapped, and then you could hear in the background like everyone in past like sections were clapping as well.
So this is the end of the podcast, right? Like we're done with this episode. That's all we want to talk about.
That was really funny.
I'm not coming back.
Okay. All right.
It was,
nothing to
it
do
was
with
good to
Even
have you on,
Stevens.
Justin. It really was. Okay,
It
so
has nothing to do with Even Stevens.
all right. Anyway, so they go.
How
to
do we
this-
go from Even Stevens to Kong to Harry Potter World?
It happened. I don't know.
I think
but
this
it
was
happened.
a setup.
I don't think so.
This was a setup.
Even though I said tell the story about pulling the fire alarm
That was a setup.
on my notes.
Because I got here later today, and
Did you hear that?
you know what he
He
said.
wrote on his notes telling the story about the fire alarm.
Let me see.
I'm not gonna say I'm playing this, but
So they get to the island then?
yeah. So they get to the island. Fun fact: the plane that they use, it always changes. So like in the scenes,
Oh,
like,
really?
if you notice that the plane, the stripes like always change in the movie.
Oh.
So it's like a bunch of different planes that they're filming.
Did not notice
going
that.
over.
So
the,
they took stock footage, basically.
Yeah, basically. All right, yeah. So they go to the island and they get greeted by all these supposedly native people.
Yes, these native people who are all various colors of skin.
Yeah. Well, they kind of brought that up because they said that it's the native people or people that crashed from like shipwrecked and that were just like on the island, which to me makes absolutely no sense.
I don't remember that at all.
But yeah. So when they go there, they kind of like walk them through like the island, what's going on, and then they go to the supposedly the huge like ginormous like castle that they have. I don't even know what you would call it. All right, so they say fun fact. Fun facts. Woo-hoo. Right, so they said previously that there's no electricity on the island, and then when it goes to like the clip of the place that they're going, there's like a fan going on in the background.
That was just wind.
It's like it's blowing pretty fast.
There was just some guy with a leaf.
Oh yes, okay. So like the main guy, do you think he's kind of creepy?
The black guy?
Yeah.
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows. I mean, I don't know. I like Tim Meadows a lot.
Do you really?
He was on SNL, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't watch like the SNL season.
But he saw Mean Girls. Like he was great in Mean Girls.
Yeah, he was. He always plays a principal in like everything he plays.
He was really funny in The Office. He was the client they took out.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Just in this movie, he just seemed like super creepy. Like his smile creeped me out so much.
But he's kind of supposed to be too, because remember, like he's so different when he gets to, like in front of his staff, he like fires everybody.
Oh yeah, it's actually a TV show. Spoiler.
Oh yeah, I guess he.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
anyways, everything goes bad, right?
Yeah, everything goes bad. The family like loses the trust of the natives supposedly, and they kind of get shunned, and they go into like this beach area.
And then they plan the whole time in the TV show tearing the family apart. Mm-hmm.
So they split it 3 and 3. So 3 of them go with each other, and 3.
If they actually talked to each other, they would have figured out really quickly that it was all set up.
So who's on the island right now are the mom and the dad, which are dumb as rocks, by the way. Like me and my girlfriend, we were watching this together. Yeah, we were watching it and we were just discussing how these parents, they're like,
they're all idiots.
One of my lines.
Well, all the parents in like the 2000s and like 90s, I feel like are idiots, except for the Boy Meets World.
The Perfect Family.
The Perfect Family.
But like, so one of the things I wrote down was I felt like. Not including Beans, because that's its own thing. I hated Beans. But,
okay, so let's do a backstory when it comes to Beans.
Right,
Beans kind of goes with the family. He's one of the characters in the show. He was very annoying. He was my least favorite character in the show. I don't know why they kept him around.
Yeah,
I guess just
he likes bacon and farting.
The annoying sidekick.
And normally, I like a good fart joke.
And then he asked the grown man to go skinny dipping with him.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, right, that was fun. Okay, that was only the second funny part I liked.
You like
was when he that was kind of funny.
Okay. I guess it's your kind of humor, Justin, but
it was just so non sequitur and weird.
Beans, he kind of gets thrown into the family because Beans' family like takes a trip, and then Ren decides to take care of him.
I wonder why.
So that's why. So that's why Beans is with the family. There's 5 of the family members, and then now there's Beans.
So the note I made, other than Beans, because I don't like Beans at all, but I felt like out of the 5 cast, the older you got, the worse of an actor you were, because you have Shia LaBeouf, who I think is a great actor, right? And then he goes.
His character wasn't bad.
No, and he's a good actor. Ren is. Okay, actress. She's not bad either.
Ren is great.
She's not okay.
Ren is,
I'm sure
she was my first crush when I was little.
Aw, precious.
Okay, you're a liar because you said that was Kim.
No, I said that's my crush now.
Oh. Okay.
Get right, Justin.
Have you seen Ren recently? What does she look like?
We're gonna need some continuity here.
Probably the exact same.
Anyways, and then it's Ren, and then it goes to Donnie, who's not a great actor, and then it goes to the mom, who's better than the dad. So, like, the older you get, the worse of an actor you are in this show. It's fascinating.
But even Shia LaBeouf's character...
Ren was perfect.
Even Shia LaBeouf's character annoyed me.
Christy Romano.
What was his name again? What's his name? I can't remember.
Lewis.
Even he annoyed me.
Alright, so... they get shunned, and all while this kind of shunning is going on, Ren has this love interest from this boy. Which, okay, so I felt really weird thinking that she was like really good looking because she's supposed to be playing like a 14-year-old.
Right.
You should feel weird.
But she's
like
19.
I don't know what to think.
But she's
like
19.
it's more of like a gray area.
And even though John is 8 years older than 19, he still finds her attractive, and that's what matters.
Well, she was 19 then. Let's say.
Okay, so that scene, the scene where they're at the waterfall.
She's legal.
In the scene at the waterfall, I don't know if y'all noticed. So if you go to the clip, if you look it up, as they're panning in, it is the worst green screen I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they have a couple scenes that are green
But this
screen.
was just like so
when
bad.
it comes to the palace, that's a green screen.
It looks like somebody literally just took like a sheet and painted it on it, and then took that sheet, took a picture of it, warped it a little bit, and threw it in the background. It was terrible.
They actually go to a waterfall, like in Hawaii, to film that scene. Just
Not when they're panning in, though.
No. I don't know why they didn't use like real footage, but they actually filmed that in like a waterfall.
It feels like...
I don't remember the waterfall scene. Is it with Ren and her
That's
boy?
when, okay, so...
Her boy?
Her boy?
That's when they were about to kiss.
Okay, so I don't understand the show premise of it because she's supposed to be 14, and everyone is like, when it comes to the audience of this show, is like obsessing with this love interest.
Just like
and
you
she's
are.
14. Like,
Just
would
like
you watch
you
a
are.
show
That's a good point.
Would you watch a show that, like, people obsessed with a 14-year-old and, like, have her kiss, like, someone else?
I wouldn't watch that show. I wouldn't watch that show to begin with.
Okay,
That was just mean.
It's very mean,
Yeah.
but it's interesting.
Isn't the dad like a lawyer or the mom a lawyer or something?
The mom is a senator.
She's a senator.
I'd sue them out, sue their pants off.
Yeah.
Okay, so the love interest comes into the mix.
Fight
And-
snake.
Alright, there is a scene, like, when they get shunned. The three of them, the host of the show kind of catches them while they're collecting wood and tells them, hey, like, the tribe is trying to get you guys back in. We're going to have this feast. Go eat, basically. And leaves the other three, the Ren, Dad...
The Ren?
The Ren. She's
The only
she
Ren
she deserves a V in front of her name. So Ren, the dad, and Beans, they're on the
Sick of
beach, like kind of building a shelter,
Right.
and then
And Beans.
Lewis,
Donnie,
and the mom, they're all like feasting.
Right.
And this is where Beans has the best line in the world when Ren leaves.
It was weird.
It was
Beans,
really weird.
Beans asked the dad, "Want to go skinny dipping?"
So let's see your favorite line. Is that your favorite line?
That was definitely my favorite line. Want to go skinny dipping? Or so my other favorite line was in the beginning of the show when or movie when he's in the chair and I guess the Schroeder chick is right there. So he built this big chair he wanted to just sit in the whole summer. So it's got like you can feed himself a hot dog or
Which
watch
I thought was
TV.
pretty funny. How he didn't want to go on a family vacation.
It was pretty good.
That's
pretty
funny.
good.
Yeah.
But he pushes a button and this little seat pops up right by him and he goes, "Come sit by Big Papa."
right. That's pretty good.
And for a Disney Channel like original movie, like that was
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Those are
pretty
the only
good.
two
I wasn't
times
expecting that line.
I giggled.
The part I
You
laughed
giggled?
I giggled.
Okay.
The part I laughed at the most was during the feast. Because they have to go to the statue and figure out if the statue accepts them or not. And then, like, the fire breathes and, like, they say, no, it doesn't accept you, and you just got shunned. And Donnie goes, yes! And he's the only one. I don't know. I thought it was really funny.
No, it was really funny. I laughed at that
I
line
was
a lot.
pretty surprised, yeah. Well, you don't have... Okay, anyways. Go with the
I
story.
can't really think of, like, a favorite quote.
But your favorite part was...
my favorite part is when the Donnie... Okay, so they're all actors. All the tribe, supposedly, are all actors that is brought on by the show. Well, one of the people that Donnie went to school with became an actor, and he was on the island, and Donnie kept, like, saying, he was like, dude, is this you? And he's like, no, my name is, like...
right. He's, like, really trying out.
Yeah, so whatever his name is in the show.
Like, my name is Reggie, or something.
Yeah.
He's like 4 times.
So...
Justin
they decide to mess with him.
Justin's shaking his head. He is not finding any of this funny.
I'm not finding it funny.
Okay, so they decide to mess with him, and they like dress the guy that he went to school with in like his school clothes. And he's like,
wearing a Letterman jacket.
yeah, he's like wearing a Letterman jacket and everything like that. And he's like, dude, are you going to English? Like, I'm late for English. And he like goes into the forest like with
Right.
with all his stuff. And Donnie's just kind of sitting there like, what the hell just happened?
Right, and nobody believes him.
No one believes him.
And then that's part of the whole thing. So yeah, they do the feast, and then like there's a lot of different stuff that they do to this family to tear them apart.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what I was gonna say is, while they're feasting, Rain goes off into the forest and gets like almost bitten by this snake, and
which is supposed to be robotic, and
It's a real snake.
when they play with it, like it makes like noises like it's a robot, but then the show it didn't do that.
It's obviously a real snake.
Yeah.
It's a really real snake, yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
Just sound
In
effects.
a movie within a TV show within a movie, they use a robot one, but in the real one,
Yeah, it probably costs them more money to make a robotic snake than to just use a real one.
Rain gets attacked by this snake, and her like love interest comes up, and his.
do we know his name? We just keep saying love interest.
Let's figure out a name.
What's his name?
Call him Snake Boy.
Goldilocks.
Let's call him Snake Boy.
How about Goldilocks Snake Boy?
Goldilocks Snake Boy.
Goldilocks Snake Boy, yeah.
All right, Goldilocks Snake Boy. He like goes in and kind of steps in front of the snake, and he makes like this weird face. I don't really know how to describe it.
It's too scary.
I'll post a picture of it
please
like
do.
on Instagram, but it's like this really weird face. All right, so I have an interesting fact about. I have a fun fact about that scene.
More
Okay.
fun facts.
So if you look in the background, like you can see the sun, like in the background, like through the trees.
Oh yeah.
That's
it's
how
like-
the sun works.
It's bright. So then when they leave, like it's pitch black outside.
Right, it's supposed to be nighttime.
It's supposed to be nighttime, but you can definitely tell in that scene like it's daytime outside.
Nice. So do you think that like kids like watched that scene and then like was in a situation where they're in front of a snake and they had to like they decided to make a weird face hat to try to
So
sneak
yeah,
away?
what he says is
and probably
you have to make a weird
scarier face.
than the snake does, and that's how he scared
How
it
many
off.
children have we lost because of this movie?
trying to make the snake face.
Goldilocks Snake Boy, you are responsible
Hope
for
you're
all
happy.
these deaths.
Hope you're happy. Yeah, okay, but there's no way he's 13. He has a tattoo on his arm.
Yeah, he does. He's very muscular for a 13-year-old. I remember being very jealous of him when I was little because I was like, God, he gets a kiss.
John's really close to
No,
this
he
guy.
gets a kiss run.
He gets a kiss run.
He has his shirt off the whole time. John,
Yeah.
you have similar tattoos on your arms.
Yeah, I do.
Just like the. Are you trying to be like this guy?
I mean,
Is this gonna be the guy that you
subconsciously I might be like, because I hated him when I was little.
You also came into it with blonde highlights. Is that part of it too? Is that what you're trying to do?
What?
do.
I haven't seen this.
I didn't know you when I didn't know you when I had blonde highlights.
No.
Apparently, you didn't know me in high school either.
No, it was in 5th grade. I had blonde highlights. Maybe I was trying to be him. I don't know.
Everybody had blonde really because of Eminem back then, though.
I never had blonde highlights.
You don't count.
That was too cool for Eminem.
Sure, yeah. Go home, watch Boy Meets World.
I was my own trendsetter. Okay.
Okay, I had something to say about this. How do they keep getting holes in their clothes? Did you ever notice
Yeah,
that?
they did.
It's that.
It was they were on the island for a day and a half, and
A day and a half?
and they had
you
like
sure?
holes. Yes. If you follow the timeline, they were on the island for a day and a half, and all their clothes
It's that
start to
stupid
get
island
super
I
raggedy.
thought it was like 5 or 6 days.
Eventually, I think towards the end of the movie, they're on the island for about 4 days. But when their clothes start to get really like a lot of holes in them and very raggedy, they're on the island for a day and a half.
It's a stupid island trope where your clothes are gonna rip no matter what, you know.
But did you guys
No
know
longer you're on an island.
I did.
I mean, I noticed them ripping. Let's talk about the side story with the friends trying to get him out.
All right, so the friends.
So I don't remember the friends from the TV show either. I can't remember Tweety.
Tweety was his best friend.
Right.
So Tweety actually kind of set this whole thing up when it came to the TV show. He thought it would be funny. Well, he starts to watch the show on TV and he realizes that it's awful, it's horrible, like what they're doing to him. So he tries to stop him. So they go to another friend to like go and sail.
He's a character.
So who is this guy?
I don't.
This guy,
know.
he's been in, I would say, about half of them maybe, and he's like the weird friend of the group. So his name is Tom. The boat's name is like the SS Doris, and like that's his mom in the show. Like that.
Oh, so he's kind of like a mama's boy, nerdy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like his
Well, I'm glad he's
his
impressed.
boat is named after his mom,
Okay.
and they like take that boat to the island to kind of warn them about what's going on because the family doesn't know they're on the show.
Right. So, and it's the story of the show is that this guy, the host, like had the idea for this kind of show, and then this guy stole it. Because their show is called Family Fake Out, right? And then Gotcha, right, is the other one.
That was the one that Lewis was watching.
Yeah, Gotcha was introduced at the very beginning of the show when Lewis is sitting in the lounge chair.
So it really is weird how, like, when you're a kid, you don't put, like, together, like, the fact that there's actors. Because I had no idea. I had probably seen every episode of Full House 3 or 4 times in my life.
You couldn't tell that was...
I didn't... When I was little, I didn't realize that was Dave Coulier from Full House.
Oh, really?
I mean, now I'm like, oh, it's Dave Coulier. But I did not realize it when I was a kid.
So, yeah, Dave Coulier, he's the host of the Gotcha TV show.
Right. And then this guy said that he saw his idea, so he made his own show. And then...
rival that show.
They put a lot of... Okay, so they're there for a day and a half. Think about the kind of money that this Family Fake Out show put into this, and they only had a day and a half of footage.
You're trying to put logic to this.
Just like that. It's Power Ranger logic.
Power Ranger logic. Can't do that. So the end of the movie, you have...
Well, the family gets told by the... Tweety gets there, tells the family that they're on TV or whatever.
Yeah. And
then go ahead and tell the end of the show.
So Tweety tells the family what's going on, and the family kind of plans this prank on the host of the movie, or the host of the show. Yeah. And Lewis and Ren are on this cliff, and Ren pushes him off the cliff, and Lewis falls. And the guy that's the host, he like kind of admits to everything he's done, like, oh, this is a TV show.
Because
like,
they think that Lewis is dead. Yeah,
they think that he died. And he's like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Like, this is kind of crazy and everything like that. He starts to cry.
Kind of crazy. It's just a little crazy.
A little crazy.
It's not in our plans.
So Lewis falls, and the guy admits everything. And then everyone kind of smiles, and then pans to Ren. She's like smiling, and he's like, what's going on? And then Lewis kind of...
Like, for a second, like... because like they kind of make it sound like that you don't know if Ren and Lewis know that they're on TV.
Yeah, so the rest of the family does.
Like, I thought, like, for a quick second, I think when I first watched this movie, that, like, she was, like, gone crazy. She was really laughing, like, as she, like...
It wasn't the best acting,
no,
honestly.
Okay, so anyway, so then a helicopter rises.
And it's the host of Gotcha.
And they call him in to be on his other show.
Yeah, so Tweety called in the Gotcha show to kind of play a prank on the family. What's the show called?
Who cares?
Family Fake Out.
Family Fake Out, yeah. So the guy kind of comes in, he has a microphone, he's like, Gotcha!
It's pretty impressive that the helicopter did not make any noise until it was mostly in the air. Like, it was just sitting down there at the bottom of the pit. Didn't chop up Lewis at all. Somehow he
I don't know how they caught him in the neck. Okay, so
I just love that.
This is what happens. Alright, so Lewis falls. And you think that, because it looks like he actually fell off the cliff. He doesn't show anything, it just shows him, it shows Lewis actually falling off the cliff, like a pan out version of him just falling.
Very bad blue screen.
Terrible CGI.
So the next scene is you see him on a ladder at the bottom of the helicopter.
Right.
And then it pans to the friends, and they're like, we used this net to catch him. How did you get up there so fast?
I love that scene. He's like explaining the whole thing, and he goes like, so he's going up on the ladder, and then he goes, I had to thank my friends for getting the net, and they show them, and they're like, it's like the corniest scene ever. They're carrying the net and like laughing, like, but it's like so fake. The net's like the size of like one person. Like, he had to land perfectly on the net to actually affect it. It was fantastic.
Logic. Power Ranger logic.
Power Ranger logic.
That's what I'm calling it.
Great catching though.
Alright, so we got to the end.
Yeah, we got to the end. You said you wanted to get to the end.
They say something corny about, it takes a lot more to bring up this family. And then it cuts to the, and then they're at dinner with Beans making a montage about how he likes bacon or something. And then it goes to Ren's song, where I guess they have like bloopers, and they also have her singing, like I said at the beginning, with all of them have an instrument. The end of the Even Stevens, the show.
Thank God.
That's how it ended. Justin, you texted us and complained a lot, but tell us what your biggest beef was with the show.
My biggest beef with this movie, not necessarily the show, but the movie, was that it was just so boring.
What? It had
I
action.
thought there were some interesting
Had a
things in it.
snake.
It was I'm sorry.
Had a love interest.
I'm somebody who laughs at a lot of things. I'm very easy to entertain. So if I'm bored and I fall asleep in the middle of it, it's terrible.
We have been to a lot of movies where we all come out of the movie hating it, except for Justin, who liked the movie.
That
I'm
happens a lot.
I'll be quite honest. I'm entertained very easily.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine with me.
Right.
You know, I get that. But man, this movie was just terrible.
Well,
the lines were way too corny. The acting was terrible.
What was your least favorite line?
I can't remember my least favorite line, to be honest.
My least favorite scene was the coach in the Waffle House.
That coach is weird.
My least favorite,
he kept like swallowing weird. He's like, like every single time.
I think that's just his character. I remember him a little bit from the show.
I hate the kissing scene because number one, it was a live poll on the internet in the early 2000s. Never would have happened because if you know anything about the internet in the early 2000s, is that it took about 20 minutes to get online.
Did you catch
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Hey, did you catch it where he was like, "Yeah, I looked up where they were and." They're on this island, like right off California, and they're like, "How did you figure that out?" And I was like, "I went to this thing called a website."
It probably would have been it. Didn't you laugh? What made me think of you, Justin, was the scene at the end when they're on TV, and they're like, "And this is Ren and Lewis," and like Ren's like waving, and Lewis is like rubbing his leg. You didn't laugh at that?
No, I didn't. I'm telling you.
Were you in a bad mood or something?
No. I just didn't like the movie.
There's a couple times I laughed out loud.
Yeah, there's a couple of those.
I laughed at the skinny dipping joke,
which is the worst joke.
And I laughed at
I remember looking at the TV.
The Big Papa joke.
Okay,
right. Big Papa wasn't bad.
I remember looking at the TV, hearing that joke. Me and my girlfriend look at each other. We're like, "What was that?"
Why put that in there? Oh, it's weird. Okay.
My biggest problem was I didn't care.
I would say the least favorite scene was like the peanut scene.
It was okay.
Did you like it?
I didn't really like it, but it was okay.
Okay.
I think the biggest
It
problem
was just so weird. They're like, cut off the tail. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, what?
That was
The
kinda funny.
peanut has a
That
tail?
was kind of funny.
I think the biggest problem was I wish they didn't show you it was a TV show till about 3/4 of the way in the movie.
But then they would have had two really big twists, like back to back.
I know, but I feel like once they showed me that it was a show that they were doing, I was disinterested. Because I knew the minute that was going to happen, I'm honest to God about this, I knew they were going to flip it on them somehow. I knew they would trick them somehow. And lo and behold, that's what they did.
All right.
You just predicted what was going to happen.
It was way too predictable. I thought everything was way too corny for my taste. And I love corny.
I mean, there were some corny spots in it, but it's a totally different humor than like the corniness of Power Rangers.
Right.
Yes, but
What
still,
Justin likes.
it's just, man, it was just so boring. I don't know how to exactly explain it. It was just boring.
So who was your least and favorite character?
My least favorite character is definitely Beans.
Yeah. Can we all agree it's Beans?
I don't get him. He likes bacon.
He had your favorite line, Justin. What do you mean you don't?
He likes bacon and he likes farting.
And skinny dipping with old men.
Sounds like you.
How do you mess up a kid who makes fart jokes? And they did it. Here's the issue. You already have an annoying character in Lewis.
He's not annoying.
No, he's not.
He's funny.
No. So let me backtrack a little bit.
Troublemaker.
Okay, yeah. He's annoying to the other characters, and he's a troublemaker.
Right.
Okay, so I'm talking about in relation to the characters.
He's Big Papa. What are you talking about?
Beans is way too extra.
So your two least favorite characters are the ones that said your two favorite scenes or favorite lines.
No, I like Lewis.
Makes sense.
No, I like Lewis.
Makes sense.
I like him as a character. He's actually my favorite character.
Yeah.
Because I do think, the dynamic between him and Ren is hilarious.
Ren's my favorite.
Okay, it's fun. It's funny.
Let me just say that real
within
quick.
a 22-minute show.
Let me say this real quick. Whenever John talks about these girls from these shows, I know y'all can't see him, but he gets really close to the mic and says it like they're my favorite character.
The problem is, it's
Do I do that?
Let me get to my problem.
Okay, go ahead. You have your problem. You have a lot of problems.
No, let me say. I'm gonna sum it all up.
Okay.
The issue is this is good in 22 minutes, not an hour and a half.
I disagree.
It's too much in too big of a chunk.
I think they did as good as what they could have done with what the show was.
Then they didn't need to do the movie. Then
They should have done the movie. Was this like the only Disney show that made a movie during this Disney Channel?
I honestly don't know.
Movie thing?
no, you got Kim Possible movies that came out.
Well, like
Yeah, but it's different with live action.
I don't think Lizzie McGuire had one.
Do you
Lizzie
remember?
McGuire had a movie.
Was the
Lizzie
only
McGuire had a
drama,
bunch of
no.
movies.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
My girlfriend really likes. She
Drama,
forced
no.
me to watch
Do you
them.
like Lizzie McGuire also?
Yeah, you like her?
John, say to the mic. Do you love Lizzie McGuire?
No,
I think we need to stay away from
I like
that show.
Lindsay Lohan though when she was in Parent Trap.
All right. she was
When John
not
was a
19
kid.
years old.
No, she
When
wasn't.
John
she
was
was
a
my
kid.
age.
Was she?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say. The only show I really remember, like with Even Stevens, was this the movie? Also, the musical episode.
No, I don't think it was a movie.
Even Stevens. Okay, so Even Stevens had this musical episode, and it kind of like made the foundation for all these Disney movies that went to like that kind of musical.
But it wasn't it was just an episode. It wasn't.
It was just an episode. It wasn't a movie.
He goes,
I don't remember
"We
that
went
episode.
to the moon in 1969. That's all I remember. You remember that?
Yeah.
It literally
I
made me remember like what year we went to the moon because of that
Really?
song. Yeah.
Huh.
Education.
Yeah. So like it kind of made like the foundation for like all the rest of the Disney
They did a lot
shows
of
that did the musical stuff. And when it came to the actors and actresses that wanted to start like a musical career,
Right.
like it kind of all started with that Even Stevens.
They all
musical movie, or
they all
musical
had to
show.
sing.
They all had to sing. I felt bad because I'm sure a lot of them didn't want to. Because even
but other shows do it now too, and I always like.
what's Lizzie McGuire?
It's always kind of cringing when you see like shows that are kind of like drama shows that do the musical. Like
Yeah.
I remember, okay, so I watched Flash, and there was
I forgot I did a musical episode.
there was a musical episode like last year with Flash, and it was very cringy.
What is the best musical episode
Of a show?
of a show?
I think it might be Even Stevens.
Really?
That's the one I
I think
remember.
Scrubs had the best musical
I
episode.
didn't watch that show.
Okay, it wasn't a musical episode, but there was an episode of How I Met Your Mother
I was thinking of that too.
when he does the 100th episode,
Where Barney,
Girls vs. Suits or whatever.
yeah,
That's a great musical number. But I think that was
I didn't
the
like
only
that one.
song. You don't like it?
not really.
But
But you love that show.
All right, so back to Even Stevens. Chris, what did
So
you
tell
think?
me.
What did you think of Even Stevens,
the movie?
the movie?
Like I said, I think I had more nostalgia for it than I thought I did originally because I remembered a lot of the lines once I started watching it. I would say I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. I laughed. It made me want to watch the show, so that should tell you something.
When it came out, it was the most like watched thing that day. So like 5.1 million people watched. 5.1 million people watched that movie live.
Really? Well, you know why?
So it was the most like watched thing on cable.
You know why?
that
It's
day.
because everybody was outside watching or drinking their grandma's lemonade, barbecuing,
Having no watches.
not wearing their watches.
I'm really surprised y'all actually liked this.
I liked it. I mean, like
I was
said,
going into when I was watching the movie, I'm like, man, we're gonna rip into this. It's gonna be so great. And then you two come in here liking the movie.
kind of enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
This is different.
There was some good parts. I can't believe that those are your favorite lines, honestly, Justin. I'm not. I am kind of surprised that those were like the lines that you said.
I don't know why you're surprised the skinny dipping one wasn't my favorite.
It's just because he was like an 8-year-old and there's an old man.
It was so creepy.
It was just it was non sequitur.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's how the scene goes.
Justin, would you kind of
Ren goes off.
I hate you.
Ren goes off by herself.
yeah.
They're in the shelter, and then Beans looks up at the dad and was like, "You want to go skinny dipping?" It was so awkward.
But that's Beans, though. It makes sense for his
Did
character.
you know do you remember watching this and like knowing what skinny dipping was? Because I don't even know if I knew what that was. I don't know. Maybe I did.
I was 13. Yeah, I probably knew. I mean, I went twice.
Let's do some scores.
Okay.
Dustin, what do you want? Would you give this a point?
No.
John, I'm gonna give you a point. I liked it, John. I'm gonna give you a point. You get 1 point from me.
Oh, thank you.
So you get.
I liked it. Do I get a point?
No, you don't
for
get a point
for voting myself.
No.
Okay, so we don't vote on like a show.
We don't
because it was a movie.
But well, you can do this. Would you want us to watch the Even Stevens TV show based on this movie?
Yeah. Okay. So again, I watched it casually, so I would like to watch the Even Stevens.
I wouldn't mind watching the show.
Didn't you watch the show too? Casually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing. I wouldn't mind watching the show. I just can't do it in an hour and 30-minute spurts like that.
I don't think I've ever met someone that absolutely loved the Even Stevens show.
Yeah, I think it was always one of those things that was on.
Yeah.
I mean, they had it on all the time.
I guess we'll see sometime.
We'll leave it open.
We'll see if it was worth actually.
So you don't forfeit now. So the
all
point
right.
stands.
I
have 2 points.
I have 1.
Justin has -1.
-1.
And doesn't
you shouldn't have picked Power Rangers.
From the recommendations that you're saying now, I don't think you're going to be getting a point for quite a while.
Okay, no. I think I will get a point for this next one.
No.
All right, Justin. What are we going to watch next?
Okay, I think I will get a point for this next one. No, we discussed this. We're doing Pokemon next.
Pokemon.
Oh yes. Okay.
Originally, so we talked about this. Right, we have a podcast dinner before we do this.
Yep.
It's where we talk.
Talk.
I was like, "Are y'all ready to watch Yu-Gi-Oh?" And they complained their asses out.
I watched 4
We
episodes.
didn't complain our asses out.
Yes, you
Me
did.
and Chris looked at each other and were like, "We outvoted you. I'm sorry."
No.
It happened.
I watched 4 episodes. I don't think I can. Because here's the thing: there are 39 episodes, and like I said, it's the person's job to decide how many episodes you watch. Justin comes back and says, "Oh, you don't have to watch 3 of them out of the 39."
Okay, look.
I'm not watching 39 episodes about a card game. No way.
Okay, look.
It's like
I mean,
We're gonna come back to it.
it is okay. So there's a reason it's popular, like because everyone plays Yu-Gi-Oh, or not everyone plays
You
Yu-Gi-Oh.
do?
I'm sorry. A lot of people played Yu-Gi-Oh when we were little,
And Pokemon.
we had a little technical difficulty.
That was good.
At the end of this episode, we're going to play a little bit of what happened. Somehow the tracks got a little jumbled up, and it was really weird, and then some weird audio came out. But so we're okay now. We're back. What do y'all remember about Pokemon?
What I remember.
Show.
So this is gonna be my show.
Okay.
What I remember was I think I actually got the game first. I remember, funny enough, I was at church at Vacation Bible School, and some kids had their Game Boys, and they were playing the game.
Was it the Game Boy Color Pocket?
I don't remember.
I had the Game Boy Pocket when I was little.
I think it was the color.
The uncolored, non-lit, backlight.
Yeah, the
one.
terrible one.
Yeah.
So, what happened was I was watching them play. I was like, man, this is really cool. And so I just begged my parents for it, and they got one for me my birthday.
Remember what color it was?
It was green. I remember I had that thing forever.
Green.
Because those Game Boy colors,
The blue-green?
I had the lime green.
Oh.
And they got me Pokemon Blue.
Okay.
So, what a lot of people don't realize was the games were before the show.
Right, because I
Yeah.
remember the first scene of the show is a clip from the game.
Yeah. So when the show came out, I was like, "Oh, cool! I really like this game here, and I like the show." I think I watched maybe till they got done with the second the new place when they did Silver and Gold.
Oh yeah.
So they did Silver and Gold, which I remember getting the first day, which I always thought was really cool because it came out around my birthday, so I had money to go buy it, and those games were cool because they had a little battery for day and night. Anyways, so I think I stopped after I guess it was the Johto seasons, and then after that it's nothing. But
See, I
remember the movie. I remember going to the movie and you got the Mew card and it looked like ancient
yeah, that was pretty.
Right.
Cool.
We should do.
I was
we
thinking
should do
I think that was on my list.
The movie,
the first movie,
the Pokemon.
I remember it
movie.
being pretty dark.
I remember having a bunch of those Mewtwo cards.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that had
the Mew. It was
writing.
Mew.
Was it Mew?
Yeah, and I thought.
Oh yeah, it was Mew.
And I thought it was so rare. Yeah, I thought it was so rare and valuable. I was like, "This is gonna be a good trade chip." I want Charizard. No, everybody got one. I was stupid as a kid.
I had 5 of them.
God, can you imagine how much money we wasted on cardboard on those freaking cards?
I remember. Do you still have
I still have them all.
the big rows of the cards?
Yeah.
You have a bunch of them.
I haven't touched them.
I used to have about 2,000 of them,
Ooh.
and I had a bunch.
I didn't have a lot at all.
So my cousin, he was telling me one time that he didn't have any Pokemon cards. So for Christmas one year, I gave him every single one of mine. Because
Really?
I was
Are you outgrowing it?
yeah, I was like a sophomore in high school. I didn't really need the cards anymore.
I was more of a.
I just kept my.
I mean,
my
I had them.
notebooks.
I collected them in their freshman year, and I got rid of my. No.
Went to the elementary school, beat up some kids for them.
I was more of a baseball card guy. I had a bunch of baseball cards.
I still have all my sports cards when it comes to.
I had like a binder of like all the Texas Ranger cards.
Oh.
I kept those because Rangers were
I have a couple
team.
Michael Jordan cards I like a lot.
I don't think anything I have is worth anything, but it was worth a lot to me because I had like I spent so much time like collecting them and stuff. So, but yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Pokemon.
we got off the tangent here. Okay. So Pokemon next week, the first season. Justin, please have us watch less than 35 episodes.
Okay,
I don't think there's a lot of episodes the first season. I don't think so.
Pokemon.
I'm gonna have to look and see which ones are like actual canon. I think there's a lot of filler in Pokemon, so I don't think it's gonna be that many.
Okay. John, who did you look like in Even Stevens?
I look like the brother. I take off my shirt.
I thought you were gonna go with Goldilocks Snakebite or whatever we called him, Snake Boy.
I wish I was him.
Okay.
I don't have the whole like Hawaiian.
You tried.
Look down.
You have a turtle tattoo.
I do have a turtle tattoo.
It was great to be a guest today.
Good.
We enjoyed having you, Justin.
enjoyed having you.
I mean, you didn't really talk a lot. We didn't ask you a lot of questions, but we really did enjoy having you.
Thank you guys for listening to us. If you are listening, which hopefully you are, if you're listening.
Thank you to our 3, maybe 4 fans.
Maybe we got a new fan today. We
I
lost
hope
a
so.
couple weeks past. Maybe we got a new one this week.
We got one.
Maybe.
We got one new fan.
Well, thanks. We're trying to make this something. We'll see if it happens. The best thing y'all can do if you're listening is tell somebody to listen. One person is good, and then
2 people's great.
2 people's great.
3 people too many.
3 people. Don't tell 3 people to listen. So
No, we don't need that.
thank you guys, and we'll see you next week with Pokemon. What's it called? The Indigo?
No, I don't even know that much. I thought it was just Pokemon.
I think on Netflix it's called Indigo something.
Nerd.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
Like it was Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. Like those are the 2 main
So,
games.
But Yu-Gi-Oh was later because I remember making fun of Yu-Gi-Oh when I was in 8th grade.
It came out when we were 9.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.